So this is a game on Dorado, and we started off with quite um, a strange lineup, and it's actually a pretty fine lineup. But in terms of straight damage to push through a defense, we don't actually get a very good one. And I don't really think about this. During the game, which is something that I really should have done. But instead, I just kind of passed it off because I was happy that I got to play Genji again, even though I ended up switching off of Genji. So you can see the honest switch to McCree, and that proved not to be a bad thing, but it means that with the McCree plus the Genji, a lot of our damage is going to be single target, and that's fine so long as our tanks can also follow up because we also have the Roadhog for more single target damage, and that just means we can just be picking people off because we have a lot of solo kill potential. Um, However, in terms of pushing a death ball strat, we are completely lost. So that means we can't push past big setups. So I start off here and I go for my standard flank. I'm trying to check their lineup, but of course it takes a bit to load. I go under here and I check to see if anyone's guarding and if I can pick them off, and I go ahead and go for the wall climb right here. I go for the attack here, and our Roadhog gets hooked in by their Roadhog. Um, and so I assumed that they were running a Bastion, but they weren't. And I end up going to half health, and so I go for the juke over here and get the health back. But it was on respawn, and so I'm sitting here just waiting for the soldier to go away. He actually keeps camping me, and I ended up getting camped here for a bit. I debated whether or not it was a good thing or a bad thing, and I realized it's probably a bad thing since we don't have much damage. And I go for the attack here, try and take him out, but it really didn't work. My aim was absolutely terrible, and he got some mercy help. So I respawned here, and I just kind of come out. I see that they're pushed up really far, and their Pharah starts to become a problem for us. Um, I don't really take note of this at the current moment, but she's actually dealing quite a bit of damage. I'm just sitting here trying to get picks on their supports. I get Mercy pretty low, but I end up getting chased by the soldier, and I ended up having to juke here, and then I just die to the damage boosted soldier. Their soldier has actually taken it upon themselves to shut me down, and at that point, I feel like it's probably time for a switch. I go for the Pharah here, because if I go for soldier, was pretty sure I was going to get out-soldiered by their soldier. So I took the safer option, which was Pharah. Now, yes, soldier can deal some nasty damage to Pharah, but as long as I'm taking some better positions, he shouldn't be a problem for me. Also, as long as I play it smart, I'll be okay. And that means not staying in the air while he's shooting at me. It means playing it smart by dropping to the ground and attacking with the team if the soldier starts to become a problem for me in the air. And that's really it for Pharah versus soldier. A lot of people make the assumption that they have to be in the sky to be effective, and that's just not true. You can be effective from the ground too. It's just that being in the sky gets you some nice vantage points. I find the Pharah discorded, and I finish her off because the team called her out. And then I find a Mercy here who tried to heal the Pharah, and I'm able to take her out too. Roadhog gets a nice hook on their soldier, and we get a nice Earth Shatter, and we clean up their tanks. And then I finally just finish off their Ana. And that was really good because we were able to take out their DPS and their main support, especially since that was also the res. And then past that, we got a nice hook on their other DPS, so they had no DPS left. I make a really nasty positioning there, get hit by the fire strike. But really, we were able to pick them off one by one because they are both out of position, and we were able to focus fire them. And that's why we were able to win the team fight and ultimately get the checkpoint. Right here, we are just trying to get the cart. This is actually really hard for defense to defend. Roadhog comes up behind for the his ult, the whole hog, and he ends up wiping 3 of us. I completely misplay here and kill myself with all the damage that I've done to myself. But either way, I was most likely gonna die to the Pharah, or to their Pharah, who is also behind us. Now, going behind us right here is actually really ballsy because any respawns we have will be behind them too. Plus the respawn advantage just allows us to abuse their flanks, or attempted flanks here. I see the soldier has Discord right here, and I try and go for him, but he gets behind the Rhine Shield, and then I just try and dump damage into the Rhine Shield. I get 2 direct hits off onto the Pharah, which was insane, and then Roadhog comes around the corner and hooks me. Here we're just trying to get the cart back. It's actually really ineffective for the defense to be playing the way they are, because it's only going to be a matter of time before we win. Sure, we only have 1 minute and 37, but it's just not going to take that long for us to get the cart. See, we've already gotten the cart moving because we force them to fall back because we just have so much respawn. I have a small skirmish with the Pharah there, and then I die to the nano-boosted soldier visor. Not much I could do against that. But we do get a nice Earth Shatter plus hook onto the soldier, plus then, yeah, and then we get the Roadhog ult to finish off 3 of them. I end up ulting here. It doesn't actually give me anything, especially since our entire team is down. I ulted without any support, and I just barely make it out of here. And then I find the Roadhog here, and then he hooks me and then kills me. I mean, and that's just still Roadhog's kid. He's still going to be that person who insta kills people, and that's why he's always going to be good, unless they nerf his damage to oblivion. If he ends up catching anyone out with the hook, especially since it pulls them in front of Roadhog now, he's just going to be able to kill any DPS and any defense hero and any support. And that's why he's always going to be good, because he can just get those value targets in just a few seconds. I have another fight with Pharah here. I end up getting a direct hit, finishing her off. There's a soldier right here that I fall into a skirmish with. I end up killing him with 3 health left. Always lucky. And we end up just pushing the cart into the checkpoint on overtime, because their respawns are just way too uncoordinated. And we're able to just abuse the fact that we just have so much more damage than them. Plus I have aerial superiority over their entire team. We end up just pushing them off of the cart so that they can't contest. For whatever reason, their Pharah goes for the tank, or the backline, to get her supports, and I get this nasty direct hit on her from long range. Boy, that felt good. Aim on point. We take out both of their supports right here. I lied. We take out one of their supports right here. And we notice that soldier's trying to flank us, and I end up just finishing him off right there. And it gives me ult. And so I've been reluctant to use ult on Pharah so far this game for quite a bit, that I'm actually just kind of looking for a place to blow it. And I find it right here. And so I'm thinking, oh, I can just take out their supports. What ends up, the payload sneaks in front of me, and I tank all of the damage from it, and then soldier finishes me off from afar. Both of our tanks are really pushed out. We end up losing our other DPS soldier and our Zen, and then they just clean up the rest of our team while I am losing my words here. While we're just dying one by one. So I just sit here, not realizing that we only had about 20 seconds left at the time. I'm just thinking, oh, I gotta group up, it's fine. And I'm thinking, oh, I can make it to the point. I'm fucking Pharah. But I don't make it there. But we did end up getting the payload close to the finish, and that's already a really hard place. And plus, they have absolute respawn advantage from their position at that spawn and where the payload was.
That's most of the way
So
there. I'm following you.
it's always going to be hard to take that. On defense, I decided to go for the Pharah again, just because I did so well against them with it, even with the soldier on the other team. That I only figure, well, what's the worst that can happen? Because I dominated them with Pharah,
Same,
even though they
honestly,
had
and you have res.
a nice counter to me. Uh, why not just go Pharah again and just abuse the uh, upper hand that I have? And that's something that can both be good and bad. You can wonder, are they going to switch up their lineup now that it's the second round, or are they going to keep it the same and I can abuse like just everything that I was doing last round
So I
to
should wait for them to
kill them
kill
again?
two people. You're dead. All right, go for
Um,
it. Got it.
I end up going on top of the red
And then
building
once I pop res, stay around for the fight.
because it's just a nice spot for people like Farah to start out on. It's somewhere that I can um, to position myself on top of, and it uh, keeps me in a good position in front of their spawn, but safe enough that I can deal enough damage that it won't punish me. And it looks like I've actually lost the rest of the game here. I really need to get that fixed, but it's something wrong with the recording software that I'm using, and not with anything else. We did end up winning this game because we managed to stomp them because they ended up trickling really hard, and we were able to just pick them off one by one.